All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I'm your host, Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
Yes, and another week has passed us by, Terry. What have you been up to this week?
I try to remember. I think I did play a little bit more of Assassin's Creed Shadows,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much it. I was doing a lot of work last week.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is the year of the backlog for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've stated so. And so I fired up another game, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm finishing it up, right?
Okay.
And I entered this area where it's like boss rush after boss after boss after boss. And I love boss rushes, but like I can't switch out equipment between the bosses or redo my mana, right? To start hitting some of their weaknesses and stuff.
Are you playing this on PC?
No, I'm playing this on my PS5,
Oh, okay.
right? And so that's what's happening, and I run into some sort of whisper zone, I guess is what it's called, while I'm chasing Sephiroth, and I defeat these three whispers, but then they combine to make Bahamut, basically, which is like a super boss, an uber boss, and he just does like a mega flare, and 80% of my health is gone every single time.
Yeah, go do some grinding.
And no, it doesn't matter. It is capped. Does it? If you have, because I have like Barrett is my tank, and he has like twice as much health as everybody else, right? And even his health, 80% of it is gone. So I'm guessing it's a hard number, 80, right? And I didn't know he was there, and he just totally kicked my butt. I couldn't even put offense up because I was just healing. So now I gotta restart the boss rush, right? Change out my mana, restart the boss rush with nothing but heals, and hopefully make it back to Bahamut. So I am stuck on that. But
is that just part one?
Yeah, that's remake. Yeah.
Because you have they released part two?
Yeah, Rebirth is already out.
Okay, have you played part
two?
two?
The backlog, right?
Okay. I only know part one because I watched my husband play part one.
Did he finish it?
He finished it, but he hasn't bothered to get the other one because he doesn't want to play it on PlayStation.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, he beat it. Man, I must suck.
I mean, he couldn't do it when I was watching him play because I watched him do a whole playthrough of that game, and he kept getting smacked doing the final fight. So he ended up playing it when I was asleep, and he went and did some grinding and got some different stuff, and then he went and beat it because it was driving him nuts. So he's like so he had to go back and fix everything so he could do it.
Can I even go back? I don't know if I can.
Yeah, because I think he loaded like an older save.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't.
He loaded an older save, and he went through and did some stuff to be prepared for it.
Yeah, no, I don't have older saves. I don't make it a habit to save 15
That's RPG
files.
101. You should always have multiple saves.
Yeah. My cousin's like, here's what you got to do. Step 1, start over. And I'm like,
No. When I played RPG, I will always have a save for like every chapter, and then like my other save, like my main save, like I save after every battle. I ain't killing nobody twice.
I ain't killing nobody twice.
So I'll always immediately save. Have a conversation, I save. Like I ain't talking to you again either.
Yeah, but the thing about it is too, like I'm playing using my DualSense, right? And while I think the DualSense is better than the DualShock, I still hate it. And that's because, like, all right, so you see this, right, Terry? You see how it has a nice angle going this way?
Uh-huh.
So when you grab it, it holds your finger in this nice crevasse right here.
Uh-huh.
Right? Whether you hold your control like this or like this, there's a nice little, your finger goes here. The DualSense doesn't have that. It has like the opposite. It goes this way or straight. I don't know what the hell it has, but my finger always goes to where the mechanical function of the bumper is.
Okay.
Maybe you can't see it. Hold on. So like you see how where the bumper connects to the controller, my finger always goes here. So when I go to hit it, I'm like, every time. I hate that controller so much. And it's not a bumper, it's a paddle. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a trigger. It's a paddle. Yeah. So now, but on the bright side, it doesn't induce cramps like the DualShocks did. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, my official review of the DualSense is it's better than DualShock, but still Xbox. And so, do you have a DualShock right there?
Yeah, well, for the PS4, it's dusty, but yeah.
Yeah, turn it sideways. Yeah, that one has.
I don't know. I don't know how the 5 is different though. The 5 is probably different because this is for the 4.
Yeah. I'm not opening that right now. So, yeah, I'd have to go get it. It's over there charging right now.
Okay.
Yeah, the battery still sucks on it. So,
I hate these things because like I'll always get them brand new. And then they'll never hold a charge. Like I always have to keep them plugged in. Like these stupid controllers never hold a charge. At least that's been my luck. Like brand new out of the box, won't charge. Nope. Every time. Nope.
They don't believe in wireless. Anyway, so that's what I'm playing. That's mostly what I'm playing. I also got I'm playing on my Xbox whenever I get bored and stuff. So I've been playing Zombie Army with my friends. That was a lot of fun still. I think we're like 2 missions away from finishing the Zombie Army 4 campaign on co-op. So that's what that's what we're doing on that one, and we're having a lot of fun. Like there is no jump button per se in Zombie Army, right? So if you got to jump, you got to hit the A button close to the edge. And my friends, they like walk up super slow to the edge to find where the A prompt is. And they hit jump, but they don't hit forward. So the person jumps and still lands in the lava or something. And it's just so funny. They insta die. We were having such a fun. I'm like, guys, this is not a platformer. You can make this auto jump. It was really funny with them. And on my Nintendo, I just bought Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. And I want to play it, but I'm playing this RPG first, one RPG at a time.
Oh, did you hear? I saw an article. Since I'm just going to kind of glance over it since this isn't a Nintendo show. But I saw that for the Switch 2, if Nintendo catches you cheating, they will brick your Switch 2.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
I did. Well, if they detect that you have modded your Switch.
Yeah.
Right? And so, yeah, I saw that. And in my head, I'm like, why would you connect a modded console to the internet service? That's stupid.
Because almost everything has to be connected online to play it.
If I mod a console, I'm modding it so I don't have to do that to play stuff. Otherwise, the mod is worthless.
Most of these games, though, you have to sign into their online servers to even log into the game to play.
Yeah, again, I would find mods around that. So, like you're missing my point here, Terry. Mods exist out there where you can create copycat servers and trick the game into thinking it's on the server. Now, if it's a server only on game like Sea of Thieves or something like that, that's different, right? I'm talking, and maybe that's what Nintendo's talking about. Like, we noticed people are cheating on, I don't know, Super Smash Bros. Melee or whatever. That's different.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart. But there's still single player modes on Mario Kart and Melee, right? What's an online only game that Nintendo makes? I can't think of one. So I'm just going to say Sea of Thieves, right? Like, let's just pretend Sea of Thieves is there. Sea of Thieves won't work without connecting to the server and downloading the world because all the events are there. So that's different. I get that. But yeah. Like a lot of my older consoles, I have 2 versions of them, one modded, one OG, and that's the way I run. So yeah, I did see that they would brick your Switch. That sucks.
It's crazy.
As a person that preserves games and loves the old games and collects, I think that sucks. And if Nintendo's doing it, then you know what? Here come the other 2.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, get ready to have bricked Xboxes, everybody.
And they'll love it because
I can almost guarantee you that Xbox's AI is gonna detect cheating if you're just good.
And think about it, if they brick it, that means you have to go buy a new one. That's more money for them.
They're gonna move consoles like crazy.
They get rid of the cheaters.
It's gonna be like the Red Ring of Death issue.
And they can prove their sales. So Splatoon, is that online only?
I think so. Yeah, there you go.
There you go, Splatoon. Maybe they're cheating with that.
Maybe. right, let's check in with the chat. Chat, let us know what you've been playing. We love to hear what you have to say. And also, if you've been eating anything good, let us know what you've been eating. We love to hear what you have to say. Up first is Cheese is Nasty. He says, smoked salmon on honey nut cream cheese bagel. I'm sorry, just cheese is nasty. That does not. Smoked salmon sounds great by itself. Honey nut cream cheese bagel sounds great by itself.
Yeah.
Together like a sandwich? I don't know. Probably not.
Sounds very European.
I think he is. Shout out to you, Cheese is Nasty. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP.
Sounds very European, so yeah. I could it's just like, let's put some cream cheese on our smoked fish.
You forgot the beans. Let's see. Shout out to Sith Lord. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, hello, everybody. What's up, Sith Lord? And again, thank you so much for tuning out the show. Appreciate you. Dan, the man Cunningham is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Shout out to Crazy Greek Dude. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, yo, good morning. Happy Mom's Day. That's right. It is Mother's Day. Are you doing anything, Terry, for Mother's Day?
No.
You're a bad daughter. I just want you to know.
My mom lives out of state from me. I can't go there. She's on the other side of the country.
You know what, Terry? I think
I sent her a gift. I'm the only one of her kids that sends her gifts every year. So
I think that you should give your mom gifts for your birthday, because giving you birth was her accomplishment, not yours. So I'm just messing with you.
No.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my mom later on today. We have a lunch event to go to, and after that, that's it. Come back home and prepare for work. And yeah, Crazy Greek Dude says, hit that like button, please do. It helps us get discovered, especially in the live section of YouTube, so that new people can find the show. Appreciate each and every one of you. Cyber Gunther says, who's playing Doom Dark Ages tomorrow? Is that early access day? I don't know.
Not I.
Not me. Not tomorrow. Sorry, it's the year of the backlog. Sorry.
I'm trying to get Shadows done, because in next week Roadcraft comes out, so I'll be playing that.
Oh, that's right, Roadcraft.
Roadcraft, yes, because I haven't gotten enough of the fact that SnowRunner has been never ending. I still haven't finished every map on SnowRunner, and then I started playing. What was the other one that we started playing?
Expeditions.
I haven't finished that either, and now I have Roadcraft, so I'm going to be trucking until the day I die. Those games don't end.
That's right. You don't drive these trucks. These trucks drive you crazy. So, yeah. Jesus Nasty can't wait for doing it. Yeah. Dan the Man Cunningham says, anyone stuck in Oblivion like I am? No, I played Oblivion back in the day, and like 1,000 hours later, I finished it. Because I played it on PC, so mods. And I decided to not play the remake because I don't want to dedicate another 1,000 hours to it, man. I'm sorry.
It's a great game, though.
It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic.
I might go back and play it one day. It's just I'm not excited. I'm just not excited for all these remakes and remasters. I got other things to do.
Unlike Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is amazing.
You.
Fastback says, good morning, Xbox, and happy Mother's Day. Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. If you're a mom in the chat, let me know so we can give you a shout out. Shout out to my buddy, Doggy Dog 420. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. DE is here. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, Doom Dark Ages work. They started shipping on the 9th, I guess. There you go. Some people are getting there early, apparently. Cheese is Nasty says he is playing Hitman in VR. That sounds cool. Stanley Francois is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, what's happening, y'all, in chat? Thank you. Let's see. Fastback says he's at the end of Sniper Elite Resistance. There you go.
Great game. I enjoyed it.
Great game. Yeah. It's recommended. Shout out to It's Timoth version 2.0 or version 2. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. Let's see. She's just nasty. Says he's got to finish High on Life. Absolutely. Got to finish those games, man. Let's see.
Did you see? Was it Doom? The one where they re-released a new collector's edition that had a motorcycle? Was that Doom?
No.
Dark Ages? I think it was, or was it Diablo? It was either Doom or Diablo. They had the black Xbox with the red fiery thingy on it. So I can't remember if it was Doom or Diablo, but one of them had like a special re-release with a motorcycle that was only for like giveaway. I know I kind of just went and derailed everything, but it just popped in my head. Like you can't just go off and buy it. Like you have to win it. But like you have a motorcycle.
You're gonna have to find it. You're gonna have to find it and send me a link or something.
Okay, I'll have to look for it. But it was awesome. I was like, okay,
it's
now that's a barbecue.
that's a barbecue. There you go. Doggy Dog also hates how the DualSense fits his hand. Yeah,
it might have been Diablo.
Yes, the trick. I'm not even gonna say it. The paddles suck. They're paddles. I don't care what anybody says. Let's see. Shout out to Talos Ray. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. Let's see. Nintendo Doggy says Nintendo is amazing. That's right. Let's see. So DE is talking about the Nintendo breaking. I don't like it at all. If I'm programming in Smile Basic, I get crash reports. They're going to brick me. I don't know. Find out. Let me know. Shout out to Freddie Fox. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says modded consoles don't have to be online unless it's an online game. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Okay, Cheese is Nasty is American born in the mountains of North Carolina. Are those the Appalachian Mountains? Is that Appalachia? North Carolina Mountains? I don't know. Let me know.
It is.
Freddie Fox says he's eating his own saliva doing the fasting diet. Ouch. Freddie Fox got his collector's edition delivered yesterday. Doggy, did you get your statue? Let me know. Let's see. Only 55,000 collector's editions? Dang.
Yeah, I found it, and it was Doom. I found it.
Shout out to RWK88. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Shout out to Sir X-Man. Thank you so much for being here. You're also the real MVP. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, you found it. Let me see it, Terry.
Yeah, I'm throwing it up on X.
On X. X gonna give it to you. Enhance messages. Waiting for Terry. All right, let's see. Whoa. All right. So it says the newest title. The newest title in the Doom series, Doom the Dark Ages, is collaborating with iconic motorcycle manufacturer Harley Davidson. What? All right. So here you go. You get Doom the Dark Ages.
Isn't it cool?
Davidson Sportster S. Wow.
Look at the front. Look at the front of it. It's like a head.
Wow. Even head.
That's so cool.
Wow. No. Okay, hold on. All right. There's a video. Let's see. I'm gonna mute that. Holy crap! With so LED cool. Lights. Whoa.
So cool.
This was made by American Chopper. Everybody. What? You even get a vest with spikes? Oh my god, that's cool.
Like, how did you guys not hear about this? Like, I saw this and I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like, now this is what everybody needs to get.
Hold on. So this is a giveaway and you didn't tell us about it, so we couldn't win? You're like, I'm not telling anybody. I want my chances to win.
I'm not even following this game, and I know about it. Like, I figured those of you who are like, I'm going to be playing this game day
so this
one.
isn't in the U.S. This is in Australia and Southeast Asia.
That's where they posted that one, but they might have it elsewhere because it's a Harley Davidson. Like, why would they not have that in the U.S.?
Yeah, Australia Eastern right here.
That's cool.
Must follow the official Australian media channels.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, wow. Those
Australians. Clearly, we can't win it, but that's amazing. I wonder if they have rules to where you can't enter if you don't have a motorcycle license.
Wow, look at that. That's cool.
So cool, though. Oh man, I love it.
How does Australia get this and we don't? Harley Davidson is American.
Yep, that's so cool.
Valued at $68,000. I bet it's going to go for a lot more than that.
Oh yeah, one of a kind.
Yeah. Holy cow, that is sweet.
Some Aussie is very, very lucky indeed.
Yeah.
That is just so cool.
Wow. Great find there, Terry. Great find. Can't deny it. That's a pretty dang good find. All right, let's get into the announcements. Other than the Doom Harley Davidson announcement, let's get into some other announcements. All right, hold on. Let me get my stuff going. All right, Terry, I don't know if you know, but the FTC and Microsoft were still going at it in court due to appeals court, right?
Okay.
So, but yesterday, the final appeal was judged on, decided. And so the Ninth Circuit of Appeals, which is the last, I guess they could go to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court probably won't take it, said a trial judge was correct in rejecting the FTC's bid to block the $69 billion deal. Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley ruled in 2023 that Microsoft's plan to release Activision titles in the cloud adequately addressed the FTC's antitrust concerns. A 3-judge panel said the deal closed back in 2023. Blah, 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 blah. In the opinion written by Judge Collins, the Ninth Circuit found that the FTC failed to show the likelihood of success on the merits as to any of its theories. In other words, they failed to prove anything they were complaining about.
They were all talk.
They failed to prove that they would lead to a monopoly of cloud gaming. The agency failed to show that Microsoft would have cut off rivals seeking access to Activision's Call of Duty game, or that it would have substantially lessened competition in the gaming subscription market, the court says. Obviously, Microsoft straight said they would put Call of Duty everywhere, and they have followed through.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The panel also said the FTC didn't make its case that the deal would have hurt competition in the cloud streaming market, saying that the agency failed to show that the Activision Blizzard content would be available to this market in the absence of the merger. Oh, so they're saying if Microsoft would never have brought ABK, would any of this stuff even be on the cloud? So are you really hurting it if it doesn't exist to begin with?
Can't win a case with hypotheticals.
That's right. My hypothetical here, right? So yeah, so they're basically saying that. With the FTC, the appeals court noted Microsoft released exclusive for Windows operating system, but it's featured across the tree. Oh yeah, so this is about exclusivity. All major manufacturers have engaged in this practice, exclusive practice, right? Adding that the lower courts found that Nintendo and Sony both have significantly higher number of exclusive games on their platform than Microsoft does. True words have never been said. Yeah, so there you go. That is the ruling. So that's it. The ABK merger is 100% done. Time to buy Sega.
Sega.
Right, Terry?
I couldn't care less about Sega.
All right, hold on.
I don't play any of their games.
Who should Microsoft
Everybody wants
acquire next? All right, Terry, give me. All right, so I say Sega. Who do you say, Terry? Who do you say? Chat, let us know. Oh, someone's saying Ubisoft. Yeah, let's throw Ubisoft on here. Yeah. I personally still want WB games for the Nemesis system. I personally still want that. All right, Terry, who do you want?
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if they could get the company that makes SnowRunner. If they could get, I think THQ or someone owns them, but if they could buy them, like acquire them from them, that'd be cool.
Let me see.
I forgot who makes that game. I've only seen that start screen a bajillion times, but I don't remember.
Who owns the SnowRunner IP?
Well, I think it'd be the Mud Runner IP technically.
The SnowRunner IP is owned by Saber Interactive Inc.
Saber Interactive. Aren't they part of Focus Entertainment?
It might be Focus, yeah. I think it is Focus, yeah. Which
yeah,
I think,
so Saber Interactive is owned by Focus Entertainment, I think.
Get Focus. Focus makes some good stuff.
They do. They
make some great stuff.
Good, smaller stuff. All right, chat. Let us know who should Microsoft acquire next now that the ABK merger is officially done. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Doggy Dog says, if Xbox didn't buy Bethesda or BK, Xbox wouldn't have most of these games by now. Absolutely. They'd be exclusive for sure. I heard rumors. Jesus Nasty wants them to buy Ubisoft. Doggy's with me. Sega. Fastback says, I believe the ABK deal pushed Xbox to be more multi-plat than it would have been. Yeah, I think so.
So if Xbox or Microsoft, acquired Ubisoft, would all the Xbox fans that hate on Ubisoft all of a sudden magically love Ubi?
I know I would at
Would
least
they
play
flip
it.
flop? Would they go from being mad Ubisoft haters to being mad supporters because it's owned by Xbox?
Hold on. I got something for you, Terry. Hold on.
The hypocrites.
I got something for you. Hold on. Well, my phone is gonna have something for you. Let me change this to French. Ubisoft is French, right?
Yes.
Right? Here you go, Terry. This is for you.
J'adore Ubisoft.
J'adore Ubisoft. I love Ubisoft. What you talking about, Terry? J'adore Ubisoft. Let's see. Sir X-Men says, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Yeah, absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to them all. If Xbox bought Ubisoft, I mean, I'm not a Ubisoft hater. I personally said I was sleeping on Ubisoft. I was wrong.
Yeah. Ubisoft is fantastic.
Yeah. Shout out to Big B Money. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says, I hope Xbox buys Take-Two. Wow, that'd be so expensive. Sir X-Men says, I still want Crytek. Hard pass for me, personally. Doggy Dog says, buy Nintendo and shut them down. Wow. Wow, Doggy. Another happy Mother's Day from Talis Ray. Absolutely.
That'd be expensive because they also have that theme park now. So how far are they going?
Right? One of Mario's power-ups would be an M16 if Xbox got him. Let's see. Sir X-Man wants Crystal Dynamics. They are now owned by
Embracer.
Embracer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not coming out of there, man. Let's see.
Embracer with a small temporary partnership with Amazon.
Yeah. All right, that's enough time for the poll. Terry, how does the chat feel?
All right, who should Microsoft acquire next? 44% said Sega.
Absolutely.
22% said WB. 22% said Focus, and 11% said Ubisoft.
Well, there you go. All right, so yeah, there you go. That's where it is. Let's see. Cheeses Nasty says that it would Take-Two would cost $300 billion. Pfft, chump change to Microsoft. Ain't nothing. That's what Satya made this weekend.
They make that in 3 months.
Yeah. That ain't nothing. All right, ready to move on, Terry. I don't know if you saw this, but Team Blue, after our show ended, Team Blue announced an Xbox game coming to their platform. Xbox didn't announce this; they did. Shortly after we went off the air last week. I don't know if you saw this, Terry. It was very shortly after we went off the air. So you can see here at 11 a.m., Terry, we stopped our show like at 10:50. So shortly after we went off the air, this came up. So Team Blue said, rev up your Lancers. Gears of War Reloaded comes to PS5 on August 26th, remastered from the ground up. And that's all we got from them. But there is no trailers. All we got, but we did get an Xbox Wire breakdown of this, right? So it comes to Xbox PC. Notice how they're saying not PC, Xbox PC. I think a lot of people are harping on that Xbox is going to put out Xbox branded PCs, right? Xbox Cloud Gaming, PlayStation 5, and Steam in summer 2025. All right, so the bullet points, right? The original Gears of War returns faithfully remastered and natively optimized for more platforms than ever before as Gears of War Reloaded. Gears of War Reloaded launches on August 26th for $40 on all these platforms and arrives day one with Game Pass, Ultimate, or PC Game Pass. Sorry, core guys, you're out. Or standard guys, you're out. Play on Xbox Series X and S, and Play Anywhere. All right. Oh, it's going to be part of Play Anywhere.
Woohoo!
So that means if you buy it digitally, you will have access to it everywhere. The Game Pass exists, right? Or the Xbox app exists. Gears of War Reloaded supports crossplay and cross progression across all platforms. I love cross progression. That's good, right?
Yep.
Xbox fans who own the digital version of Gears of War Ultimate receive a free upgrade to Gears of War Reloaded.
There you
Dang,
go.
that's
the
not
one
me.
that matters. That's the one that matters.
That's not me. Sucks.
I also want to add, I don't know if there's truth to it, but I heard that the physical version of Gears Reloaded will not be released for Xbox. It'll be on PlayStation. Will get a physical, but Xbox will not get physical.
I mean, you're probably right on that one, because Xbox is going all digital. So this is a remake of the first one. So the remake already got remade back in the days with to Gears of War Ultimate, if you remember, and now it's getting remade. So they're like, you know what? You know who loves remakes of remakes? PlayStation.
Yep.
So they're gonna give this out to PlayStation guys because they love remakes of remakes. I mean, I think The Last of Us 2 is already about to be remade twice here soon with a collection or whatever it's called.
Dude. And I never believe PlayStation when they say from the ground up. I believe that he probably took the remake that we got with the Ultimate Edition and they just remastered that. That's probably what happened. That's probably what they did.
All right, so here's the OG. They have the OG here. Gears of War back on the 360 right here. Right? Was max resolution 720. Then Gears of War Ultimate, max resolution 1080. Well, native resolution. It got upgraded for the Series X. Not the Series X, the One X. And again, 30 frames per second. But now, Gears Reloaded in 4K at 60 frames per second. Good grief. So we went from weird browns to adding some green tint to a lot of green tint, baby. Yeah.
All the green.
Yeah, that's right. Go green. Let's see. So, yeah, you get to replay the campaign. I personally think everybody should play this game.
Great game.
It is a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Precision performance on every platform. 4K, 60 FPS in campaign, 120 FPS in multiplayer. Wall bounce like a champ at 120. HDR, Dolby Vision 7.14, Dolby Atmos 7.14, 3D spatial audio, VRR, 4K assets, enhanced post-processing visual effects. In other words, upscaling. Improved shadow and reflection, super resolution with improved anti-aliasing, and 0 loaded screens during campaign. That's cool. So there you go. Gears of War Reloaded. Now, me personally, I probably won't play this just because, well, I've already played Gears of War 1 many, many, many times. I'm good. But, like I said, you know who loves remasters and remasters? PlayStation boys. That's right, guys. I can already hear it right now. Oh, Gears of War Reloaded outsold the Xbox version 10-1. Yeah, because you guys buy remasters and remasters. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not our fault. You're here playing a 25-year-old game. I don't know how old it. When did
this game is old. It's real old.
When did Gears of War launch? Let me see.
I don't remember. It was probably like 2006
Gears
or something.
of War release date. The OG in 2006.
I was just
right. I was like 20 years old. Yeah. It's going to be 19.
Dude.
And you know what? It's okay. Hey, but you know what? You remember what else PlayStation said, right? Right? Who's going to buy this to play old games?
This game is going to sell well on PlayStation, especially since a lot of the hardcore have never played a Gears game. They get to start with the first one, so this is great for them.
Yeah. And
get more
I think
fans
it's smart
to the
to release
franchise.
instead of the Phoenix collection, like everybody wanted the Phoenix collection. You know what? Screw that. Penny pinch those Team Blue guys. $40 gives you one game, and then you know what? When the next one comes out, prices would have gone up $10, $50. By the time the next one comes out, prices would have gone up another $10, $60. I'm just saying, guys, price increases are going to keep coming. Sadly, greed knows no bounds.
No, this is gonna get them excited, and it's gonna bring a lot of new fans to the franchise that never experienced it. So this is good on them to do this because.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, the chat is going crazy. There's been 50 chats since we started talking about this. Let me see. Let's see. Oh my god, you guys are going awesome. You guys are awesome. All right, here we go. I finally caught up. All right. Let's see. Shout out to Big B Money. He says PlayStation loves Xbox games. Absolutely, they do. The 3 best-selling games of last month were all Xbox games. Just saying. I thought it was all Game Pass fodder, Terry. Bunch of liars. Shout out to Fun Speculation. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you, man. Hope everything's going good for you. I know you've been canceling your show lately, so hopefully everything's getting better for you. Let's see. Be Nice is in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. It says Happy Mother's Day to all. Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Let us know if you're a mom so we can give you a shout out. Cheese is Nasty says he would love an Xbox PC that's 90% AI. Whoa. I don't know about the 90%, man. I don't want to get banned just by turning it on. It's like you pushed the on button wrong. Banned. Modded. Bricked. Let's see. The Last of Us is 10 times remastered. Yeah. Absolutely. Fun Speculation says, love that Xbox users get free upgrade if you own the Ultimate Edition. Again, Xbox is not money hatting us. When remasters happen on Team Blue, guess what? Nobody gets that for free. Nobody.
No, they gotta pay again.
They gotta
Full
pay
price.
All $60.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're an Xbox gamer, Xbox loves you. They love you. And your mom. Because it's Mother's Day. Okay? And they'll give you upgrades for free if you're a digital Patreon. But even if you're not, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, guess what? You got it too. So yeah. Absolutely. RWK 88 says the ground up brown dirt to green grass. Absolutely. Look at this ground up remaster. Bam. You went from browns to greens. Somebody polished this floor from ground up, man. Let's see. Shout out to Your Wicked Hot. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. And of course, you can catch Your Wicked Hot every Tuesday night on Gaming After Dark. Let's see. Everyone hopping on to beat up ponies, they have to sign into a Microsoft account for crossplay, so they won't do that. Avoid it. I think Microsoft is now requiring Microsoft accounts for their games, just like Ubisoft requires a Ubisoft account for their games, right?
Capcom, Capcom, and all them do that.
Yeah, Square Enix requires me to for a Square Enix account on my PlayStation 5 to play Final Fantasy. Yep. So yeah, they're gonna sign in, doggy. They're gonna get signed in. Don't worry about it, bro. You can wall bounce all over them.
Oh man, being able to do wall bouncing for the first time because these people that haven't played before, they've never done it. So you're gonna be like God mode.
Look, I just want you to know that if you run into an enemy team where it's all Mexican flags, just sign out. You already lost. Those guys are serious. And I don't know why the Mexican flag is like the hardcore. But if you run into a team that's full of Mexican flags and it's a full team of it, you're done. Get out.
they play in memory of Maria.
Yeah, in memory of Maria. There you go. Do this for Dominic. Yeah. Now, Dan the Man Cunningham says, I spent a lot of time playing Gears with my son back in the day. Good times. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Be Nice says, can't wait to play Gears Reloaded, Doom in 4 days, Wu Chang and Gears, then Mafia Old Country and Snake Eater. Xbox June showcase in between. Dang, gaming is good. It is good. We are in the golden age of gaming. If you don't know, you don't know, man. Yeah, it is great. Let's see. Just going through. This is just a remaster remake, a cash grab for the Team Blue. Absolutely. Because you know what? Because we can. If PlayStation can treat them that way, so can we. That's right. Oh my gosh. Dark Dog, man, talking the trash. Smart move. A really old IP, and they'll make a bank on it. Yeah, they will. Mm-hmm. But don't forget, they're also getting the problem. I think this also confirms that E-Day is going to come to PlayStation Day 1. A lot of people have been speculating that, and I think that's true. I would hope that E-Day gets a time window with Xbox, but if it goes Day 1, I'm also not going to cry. But I just kind of wish it does because I still think that console exclusives matter to an extent. And, I just like to tease other people. Look what I got and you don't.
I don't foresee a timed deal, but
I don't know if it will or won't. I think they should totally do it timed exclusive. Gears of War 1, let them play Gears of War 2, then 3, then 4, 5, and then like 12 years later, then bring E-Day.
Yeah, you have Judgment too. That was a good
Oh yeah,
game.
oh yeah. Gosh, I forgot about Judgment. You're right. 14 years later,
Judgment is a really good game. I mean,
the story in Judgment is good.
It has some things about it that are like, but I mean, overall, it's a good game.
Yeah, overall, it is a great game. Yeah. RWK. Oh yeah, RWK was just talking about what we were talking about. This is releasing on PlayStation. Get them ready for E-Day. Yeah, get some fans so that way they can make the max money on the E-Day. Yeah, it's gonna be they're like, oh, externally we'll be like, oh yeah, Gears of War E-Day, and on Xbox they'll be like, hey, did Gears of War Cash release? Cash E-Day. Today's Gears of War Cash Day. That's what they're gonna call it. Let's see. Reloaded is to get them really interested in tech them, teach them how to play for E-Day. Yeah. Be nice. I said that he is playing Avowed right now. Been playing Sniper Elite 6, Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, Oblivion, and Expedition 33. Gaming is good. It is. Holy crap. Let's see. Shout out to Talos Ray. If I didn't say to you already, he says back in the day, Gears Collector's Edition 360 paid $100. Wow, I didn't know the chat was so on fire over Gears of War. Let's see. Doggy Dog says you can play without a Microsoft account. You can play the current version without a Microsoft account because it's an Xbox exclusive. Your Microsoft account is already there. But I think when this one comes, you're going to need that Microsoft account. At least I would. Heck, why not? No. Let's see. Trying to go here. Sorry, I'm starting to skip a lot of chats because I can't read all of them, guys. I got to catch up. No. No more Windows Xbox. No more Windows Xbox is 100% third party. The announcement is in June. I mean, I think the announcement was like 2 years ago, but yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Doggy Dog says it says on the website about the account thing. Really? I'm on the website right now. Let's see. Find the word account. All right. 5 instances of account. All right. Oh, you're right. Let's see. Gears of War Reloaded is built for shared play. Whether you're teaming up on split screen or jumping online, the campaign supports 2-player co-op versus multiplayer to 8 players with play across all platforms, and you and your friends can squad up no matter where you play. No Microsoft account required. Wow.
Unless you want to do the crossplay.
However, signing in with a Microsoft account unlocks full cross-platform functionality, enables cross-progression so your campaign can and multiplayer progress carries across devices. It also allows you to send invites and play with friends across platforms like Xbox to PlayStation or Steam to Xbox. All right, that's the second. And I think that's it. I think those are there's one more word account. Let's see. Oh, Microsoft accounts. Okay. Wow, Doggy said it. There you go. It says so right here. Thanks, Doggy, for proving me wrong live on the air, you jerk. I'm just kidding, bro. Let's see. I don't know. I think that requiring accounts is wrong personally, but that's just me. But hey, let's see how it goes. Because I really want the Xbox ecosystem to grow better, and I think the accounts is how you're going to get it to grow as an ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
So that's just me.
And having the account will help them track what their current players are.
Yeah, and how is it? Are they not going to ban people without accounts? So that's all well, I guess if I don't know. I'm just speculating right now. All right, Terry. So Gears of War Reloaded. Are you gonna buy it or play it?
I mean, I get the free upgrade, so I don't need to buy it. But I mean, I'll play it one day. I'm not again. I mean, I played the original and I played Ultimate when it came out. Mm-hmm. I don't really have like a desire to go and do it again right now. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier in the show, I don't need to be wasting my time with all these remasters and remakes. So I'm focusing on new stuff right now. So I'll get to it eventually. It's just I have no rush for this because I've played this game multiple times.
Mhm.
You know, it being prettier isn't going to change my experience of the story and stuff. So I don't need to play it.
I'd rather play E-Day at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Gears 5 Horde mode. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, funny story. The first Gears I ever played was actually Gears 2. This is the order I played Gears in. Gears 2, Gears 3, Judgment Day, and then finally Ultimate.
Mm.
So I didn't play the first one for a long time.
Wow.
So yeah,
I played them in order.
No, not me. So yeah, I have no desire to go back and play this personally. I think it's great that it's a free update for us. But
and this will be good for the younger gamers too that never played the first one. If they didn't play Ultimate or anything like that, then this again will reintroduce the series to the younger gamers.
Right.
So that's still a win. Keep the franchise alive.
That's right. Keeping the franchise alive. All right, let's move it right along, shall we, Terry?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Let me get my stuff ready. So we're going to start with a trailer this time. And Terry, I want you to watch this trailer, okay?
Okay.
Don't blink, because
Don't blink.
You'll miss it.
Here we go. So you want me to pull out the details?
Right. Get the deets. So Rockstar delayed GTA 6, if you remember. And then they were like, oh, we don't need another trailer. First one is good enough. And then like a week later, they released GTA 6 trailer 2. And as you know, Rockstar games, everybody's like, oh, this looks so good. Look at these cutscenes, la la la. If you know anything about the way Rockstar does their cutscenes, they're all in engine. They're not FMVs. They're not doing anything the engine can't natively do. Maybe the lighting's set up a little different, but other than that, the engine is doing all of this cool stuff here. So a lot of people focused on the fact that the liquid moves inside the bottles, that all that good stuff, right? Of course, they zoomed in on every detail of this trailer. Oh, am I getting blurriness? You lock this bad boy to 4K. There we go. Sorry about that, chat. And of course, it is a Bonnie and Clyde, and this is his girlfriend, apparently, I think. And yeah, they're gonna have some steamy times here coming up. Terry, are you watching, Terry? Are you watching?
I'm watching.
I think it looks good. Of course, GTA is always looking good, right? But I feel that this trailer was mostly the Lucia trailer because it showed a lot of her. And I don't know if you get to pick who to play or if you have to switch between the two. We'll find out. But I really feel that this was the Lucia trailer, right? Because it showed a lot of her assets on here. So, yeah. And I personally like this trailer a lot more than the first one. I feel like the first one was more of a game engine trailer, whereas this one is more like a story trailer, a light story trailer. So that's really cool. Oh my God, are they doing Fast and Furious Vault Heist right there?
I saw that crap. Or Batman.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so how guns are. This game is looking good. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking pretty good, man. The details on it are pretty good. Let's see how it really plays out. And see, they're not doing this on Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 could never do this. They're like, oh, too many things are on screen. Burn this computer. That's why the what does Rockstar use? They use the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, I think is what they call it. And so yeah, so May 26, 2026. Terry, talk to us about the trailer. What do you think?
I think it looks really impressive. I mean, it looked really nice. They kind of made, I don't know what year it's supposed to take place in though, because the one thing I did notice is how dated the area looks. You know, like they have old style registers. They had old style ATMs. That they had the square body trucks. So to me, it looked very 90s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's taking place like that or if they just never updated their infrastructure. I don't know. So that's stuff that I picked up on was how old looking the city looked. But otherwise, I mean, that looks good.
Yeah.
It's GTA, so there's not really much to really go on. I mean, you got a bunch of people doing shady activities and acting a fool. So you got plenty of that. So it'll be right up your alley.
And shout out to the game complainer. Sorry I missed you coming in earlier. But shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. And yes, happy 30th to the Sega Saturn. Love my Saturn. Love it so much.
They probably will have you switch off because that's what you did in 5. You would play as Trevor. You would play as I don't remember their names, but the different people.
Yeah.
So and you kind of would play through their like little storyline perspectives of everything. So I foresee them probably doing that again, where you switch back and forth between the two.
Mm-mm. Now, Terry, people have looked at this trailer, and of course, they have analyzed every little minute detail on it. So let's go to a scientific analysis of this game.
Are we getting the velocity of the jiggle?
Here we go.
Jiggle physics
Jiggle
are
physics.
now in GTA 6. This is groundbreaking news for gooners and the unemployed, but why? You see, it's not the water
So this is for you.
physics. It's not the beer bottles with bubble trails that's giving everyone a hard-on. No, this is advanced simulation of motion, devoted entirely to how cheeks move.
That's right.
Yes, inertia, gravity, all working together to bring digital cheeks to life. Behind every bounce is an equation. So while others are glazing over the graphics, I'm here gooning over the biomechanics of the gluteus maximus in motion. Because in the end, science is just the study of how things move, even the booty. Jiggle.
Boom, Terry, straight from the scientists themselves. Right?
Dude, the thing is, I get so many videos of him, having conversations about relativity. It's just.
Speaking of relativity, let's talk. Let's see some of the relativity he was talking about. What do you think, Terry? Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Kaboom! Shots fired. What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, it's fine, but what's going on with the upper half, though?
What? We're talking about the lower half right now. Stay on topic, Terry.
I want to stay on topic.
All right. Now, back in the 90s, Dead or Alive gave us jiggle physics for the upper half, if you remember, right? And they released a great game called Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, which featured amazing jiggle physics of the upper half. And now Rockstar has taken the time to calculate the jiggle physics of the bottom half. Is this great for gamers, Terry? Now that we have the two most important assets to gamers, the top half and the bottom half, calculated out.
I mean, it has to if they're going to have twerking in there. It's kind of hard to have twerking in the game if you don't have the physics.
Let's see. Dog says the butts. The assets. That's right. Cheese is nasty says internet service will crash that day. Yeah. Absolutely. Fastback says, I saw a meme that GTA 6 characters are Paul Walker and Evan Mendes from Fast and Furious 2. I mean, I can't lie. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
Everyone's going to be saving, you know how you can do you save video clips. Everyone's going to be saving the video clips whenever they zoom in. So they're going to definitely be saving all of those clips so they can replay them for their memories.
That's right. Upload them to the internet forever. It's forever. The forced scene. The guy is in a new Ford Raptor. Yeah, Terry. Said you Ford Raptor. How could you miss that?
Look, I saw the square body, and that's all I was fixated on.
No. So the city's outdated, but the county is up to date. I mean, look at these heists right here. Look at this assets on this height here. Even on the airplane, Terry. Let's rewind a little bit so that you can capture this. Look, boom, zoomed in. Did you see that? All right, let's see.
That looks like a Dodge.
Yeah. Fast and Furious, kick physics, gravity in motion. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my god. Big B Money says GTA 6 is going to be a masterpiece. Oh my god. Oh. Reason why taking another year to perfect the cheek motions. Yeah. I'm tired of the assets on this damn plane. Shout out to the chat. This is my favorite part right here with this gun guy. He's doing this commercial and he picks up a gun and there's like girls in bikinis just standing next to him with guns.
Where did he toss the other one though? Like that's the thing. He just like tossed it over the counter. Like here's a free gun. Like what?
We got more guns than the law allows. Yep, that's exactly how Second Amendment guys are. I love it. It's great. It's great in my opinion. So yeah, trailer 2, Terry, are you more excited than ever to, I personally think it's about time we got some assets on the booty because even here, you're
look how outdated that ATM is.
I mean, they started working on this game 13 years ago, Terry.
I'm just saying, like, I just go back because they had other cars after he goes out. So let me see all the other vehicles because there's the square body, and then there is some. Okay, they do have newer vehicles in here too.
Mm-hmm. They do, and I don't know if you saw the supercar scene. Where is it? Here. Look at all these supercars. Some of them are better than others.
I see a Lambo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got some Porsches.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it looks like there's a Challenger in the back. You don't belong there. Get out of there. But, okay.
It has the spoked rims that were popular for like a year. Do you see these?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it clearly. Let me see.
I can see it.
It has those spoke rims that were very popular back in the day.
Those are still popular today.
Oh God, I hate those so much.
Certain car groups, they still do that stuff in certain cities, so it's still relevant.
Lame.
They need to make those illegal because they're dangerous, but
yeah, mm-hmm.
They're still relevant today, sadly.
Yeah. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She's the MVP of my life. She says, Miss Cool Cat Terry only focuses on assault, okay? Not booty. Right, Miss Cool Cat? But it was assault of the booty. All right, Terry, let's focus on the assault here. Is this person with his hand right here assaulting the booty?
Yes.
Right there. There you go. Focus on the assault. On the ass-alt. Okay? So great. Let's see. Houston is full of those rims. Oh, my God. So there you go. So, yeah. So, Terry, does this get you more or less excited to play GTA?
I'm still neutral. Like, I have no excitement for this game. I'm just not a fan of GTA. I fell off a long time ago.
She's too old for GTA. She's older than these cars, guys. She's no longer interested. No, I'm interested in it, but I'm not day one for sure. All right, Terry, let's focus on another assault in the same scene. This hand right here on the booty, is that assault?
No, because she's doing it to herself.
Oh, man, that sounds so not just.
But the one thing I do notice though, the man in the very front on the left, why does it look like he's hunched over, so like his muscles are flexing in a certain way to make it look like he has like a body thong on? You not notice that the way his lines are?
This guy over here?
No, with the floral shorts
this
right
guy?
there. The way his muscles are, looks like it makes it look like a skin thong. Like what's going on?
You've never seen the hip muscles on guys?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it? Oh man.
I don't like it.
This is a natural muscle on guys.
I don't like it.
Almost every guy has that, Terry.
I don't like it.
You know what, Terry? I think we need to take you. I think your husband needs to take you to a Chippendale so you can study the anatomy of the man, the muscles on their back.
I don't need to see. No, I'm good.
Yeah. So there we go. Cool Cat is 25. There you go. 25 years old. All right. So me personally, I'm also not more excited. I like the trailer. I think it looks cool, but I'm not a day one. I'm just being honest. I'm not a day one. person on GTA 6. That's just me. That's just me. So yeah. All right, let's move along. Doggy dog WTF Axel. Those are natural on guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, I don't like it.
If you've ever been to a swimming pool, you'll see these.
No, I don't go to swimming pools.
Dan the Monk Cunningham says, I'm too old to have those muscles anymore. Oh, ouch. Ouch. I don't know. You gotta hit the Stairmaster, my guy. Actually, these lower back muscles, you gotta do basically like reverse sit-ups. And kettle, you gotta carry kettles. Like on the sides of your you gotta do kettle walks, like carrying something heavy and just walk. Believe it or not, it strengthens the inner muscle, which is what makes this V shape here, this V shape right here, pop out. That's from carrying heavy stuff on the sides of your body. Because you're being dragged this way, so you're going this way, and the muscle that's responsible for that is this one right here. So this guy is a hard worker, Terry. I don't know why you're hating on hard workers.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying
such a
that
hater.
It's not my thing. Like I a lot of muscle is unattractive to me. Like I don't like it. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. Too much muscle is unattractive.
I think roided muscles are unattractive, but natural muscles are great. Like if you're cut, I think you're awesome. If you're huge from steroids, I think it's impressive, but I don't think you're awesome. All right, here we go. Moving on, Terry, shall we?
Yes.
All right. Terry, I don't know if you know, but there's a handheld coming out. An Xbox handheld, and it leaked. Thanks to the FTC. They were bitter that they lost their case, and they leaked some stuffs. So Project Kennan has leaked thanks to the FTC, and this was caught first by videocards.com. So shout out to them. So the Asus ROG Ally device for Xbox images leaked. There are now 2 images of the Asus ROG Ally devices, one with Xbox iconography. The aim is to target the PS Portal and the Steam Deck dominated market for handheld devices, of course, right? So here we go. Ka-chow. Right?
Why does it look so dirty?
Prototype.
What were they doing? Look at this thing. This thing's gone to war. Like
it's so funny you say that because
it's sun faded. It's full of fingerprints. Like this thing's been manhandled by like the whole like I feel like they took this, like the U.S. Army, had their rounds with this thing. Like what? It just looks so beaten up.
Does this thing look like it's been assaulted?
It does. And what's the yellow thing coming out of the vent on the right?
It's a wire.
So the wires are coming out?
Yeah, it's a wire. It's a wire, Terry. I don't know what to tell you. So it's so funny because we prototype a lot of stuff at my work too, and they look like hell. But when the production units come out, they look beautiful. So we prototype a lot of stuff, and yeah, we put it through hell because nothing fits. You got to scrape it. You got to scratch it. Like, look, you can see that it's been like buffed down right here. Hold on. It's been buffed down right here. Like you can see, it's been buffed down.
You would
like
think that if they're taking a photo to use this for anything, they could have at least cleaned it up a little bit.
Hold on. I keep talking, Terry. All right, let's move on to the next image. Now, I like how it has the controller. I don't know if you noticed, it has like the backing of this controller. It looks like right here.
Okay.
Right? It has controller handles because those aren't what the OG ROG Ally had.
The thing I'm noticing though is the big ring around the thumbsticks. Like what's with the big ring?
The what?
The ring. They have like this. It looks like they have like a giant O-ring for the thumb around by the thumbsticks.
You mean the LED rings?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the Asus ROG Ally has LEDs.
Why couldn't they have them built in instead of having them out?
It's a prototype, Terry.
Have it in. It needs to be an 89 Audi.
In an Audi.
Because I feel like it's gonna rub on that. Like you're gonna, like I wouldn't want to be, when it comes to like controllers, it's very tactile. So I wouldn't want to be rubbing my thumb against a raised edge for the lighting.
Like, look, it is a LED. It's an LED.
Put it in. The light will still shine out.
Look at it. It looks beautiful. Doesn't look anything like the prototype. I'll tell you that much. So the main thing I want to see. So see the edges of the ROG Ally here, right?
They should also have the LED around the other buttons. Like your X and your Y, your A and your B, and all that. They should have those the letters. The letters should light up.
Hmm. All right. And okay, so yeah, there you go. And notice the bumpers, how big they are up here. I just want everybody to look at this, right?
I can't really see it because they're blending in with the background, and that picture's small.
Can you see it on this one?
Enhanced.
Come on, zoom in. Zoom in more. Let me see. All right, here you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Uh-huh.
Right. So there you go. So if you look at the prototype, it still has those bumpers, but the grip is different. It's more of an Xbox grip, right?
Because on this one it looks like the handle is kind of separated, and you have like a gap in between.
Yeah, it's almost like they took this controller, cut it, and pasted onto this prototype. Just saying, prototype, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that. And then I want the face buttons. Hold on, let me see where they're at. No. All right, here we go. Perfect. So if you notice here, you got all these buttons, right? So you got two on this side, right? Next to the LED, right? You got the Windows button and the menu button, the ROG button, and the command center button, right?
I don't like the D-pad.
And here you have buttons here, and you notice it has an extra button here. And I wish I could zoom in even more, but can I? No, it keeps the image small. I'd have to save the image. Hold on. Save this image onto here, and oh my god, it's saving as a wet file. I hate wet files so much. All right, here we go. So if you see here, that is an Xbox button. Kind of like little red faded X.
I don't recognize what that would have been.
This is the circle here and like a scratched in X with a triangle. So I'm going to guess that's where the Xbox button is going to go.
Oh, I can kind of see it.
It's very faded. I had to zoom in to see it.
It's faded away. Okay, I can see it now. Yeah.
And here's the second image, a better image of it, right? From the front. It has all kinds of stuff. And again, more of those yellow wires hanging out, Terry.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and you can totally tell this is a prototype, guys, everybody, okay? And it seems to have Xbox. These aren't Xbox triggers. These are Asus triggers right here. Again, don't know if you can see it, but I can see the details, right? So yeah, it's the way it's going out. And again, nothing is finalized. This is just a prototype. That is not an Xbox trigger.
Doesn't even look like those triggers have been used.
Right? Not like the screen.
Everything else, exactly. Like they've been pressing all the buttons on the face of it, but they haven't been using those triggers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they were playing.
Now, when the ROG Ally first came out, I wanted one so bad. You can ask my wife. I wanted a ROG Ally so bad. But now that there's an Xbox branded ROG Ally coming out, I want one so bad even more. Even more. But I want this one, not just any ROG Ally. I want this one. And hold on. Where is the rest of the page? It's not here. Okay. So then video cards, the people that leaked this, right? And you can see they cropped it. And they even like photoshopped a white one.
They put the dirty screen on it.
I love how they photoshopped it, but they kept the dirty screen on the Photoshop.
Oh man.
Right? Hold on, before I keep going, let me catch up with the chat before it gets out of hand here. Let's see. Shout out to Glidzer. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Project Kennan, now known as Project Kel Next. Let's see. Glidzer says that's a Fallout edition. DE says it's been passed around.
Yep.
Looks like it was in a room of sawdust. Yeah, it probably was. Yeah. Whoever leaked it was in a hurry. The FTC leaked it. The FTC leaked it. Yeah. Let's see. I do like that the speakers are front facing. They are. That is a big plus. Fastback says Xbox handheld coming this year. We'll find out in June. But I don't think they're going to do anything to kill their partnership, personally. That's what I think, right? Fastback says Xbox will still have consoles, but we will see more hardware partnerships like this with third party. Expect to see Xbox PC partnerships too. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. They didn't say it's launching on PC anymore. They're saying Xbox PC. So maybe they have a bunch of Xbox PC branded deals coming soon. Yeah. Let's see. And I think I'm caught up. Oh. Glinzer says, prototype, there's a series that could get a third. Shout out to the last episode. There you go. Yes, absolutely. All right, so moving on. So they also put this stuff here, right? This is a ROG. They're telling you what it has, the CPUs, all this stuff, right? Where it's from, right? So the partial spec revealed that the Black Edition seems to be a lot higher end system. It features a Ryzen Z2 Extreme with 8 cores and TDP of 36 watts. And it comes with LPDDR5 8533 memory. The listing says 2840M by 32, which indicates 64 gigabyte capacity. However, later it says Micron 32 gigabyte. The white model, on the other hand, is using AMD Aerith Plus, a successor to Van Gogh Steam Deck with 4 cores and 20 watts TDP.
Van
It
Gogh.
should have 16 gigabytes. Dang.
Van
Man,
Gogh.
that one got nerfed. That is a
Dang.
super nerf.
Dude.
That is a super nerf. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So there you go. The processor, obviously the Zen 2 Extreme is where it's at. So yeah, FCC. Sorry, not FTC. FCC. My bad. I've been saying FTC. Correct me, Terry.
I did with Van Gogh. You said that wrong.
What do you mean? It says right here, Van Gogh.
You said Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. I'm making my own English. Oh well.
Dude.
It's unclear whether Microsoft plans to launch an Xbox OS for gaming handhelds. More likely, this version will offer deeper integration with the Xbox ecosystem, possibly through a dedicated button to launch the Xbox app on Windows. This, of course, is speculative at this point. The FCC certifications relate to Wi-Fi modules, and these photos included in reports from Asus and MediaTek. We learned that the ROG Ally 2, which will have a redesigned exterior resembling a gaming controller, reminds me of GameCube. The back features larger grips, though the screen bezels remain as large as those on the original model ROG Ally X. Unfortunately, there are no photos showing the device powered on, so it's unclear if the screen has been updated. So there you go. So here's the white model. Doesn't look as rough as the black model, right? And here's the back of it. Again, looking phenomenal.
They also flipped the screen. You see how the reflection of him taking the picture is on the opposite side now? They flipped it.
I mean, he's also taking a picture on a different thing, but yeah.
No, because they used the screen, so the picture is from the screen from the original.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay. Let's see. Shale Walker, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. He says Van Gogh, LOL. Yeah. Let's see. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She says you can only choose Nintendo Switch or ROG Ally, dude. Well, you mean this year, right? This is another year. I could get a ROG Ally next year, right? Just saying.
What does she get?
This whole house. Everything I own is in this one room. She has all the other ones.
But you keep adding to your room. What does she get?
She keeps adding to her house. I never tell my wife no on anything. If she wants something, I'll find a way to get it for her. Won't be immediate, of course. She could be like, "Oh, I want this 32,000 Louis Vuitton purse." I'll be like, "Okay, I'll start saving one day." Anyways, like 12 years later is when I'll get it for her. But still, you know,
Oh man,
12 years later,
it'll be like way out of style. She'll be like, "Oh, this is terrible."
right? This is what you told me you wanted 12 years ago. Yeah. Let's see. The system includes 2 USB Type-C connectors on the top side. Side view photos show the thickness of the new handheld. From this angle, it looks quite bulky, though in practice, it may not be as bad. I actually kind of do like that it's going to be more Xbox handheldy. But I don't like that the grips are in. They need to be out. You know? So they're thinking that this is going to be announced at Computex 2025. So they have also been spotted at the Korean Radio Research Agency, meaning they've been certified in 3 countries within a few weeks. So we got the final cut of this one. I am excited. I do like the Asus ROG Allies. I am a huge Republic of Gamer fan. I think the ROG Ally is great as it is. I love that you can connect it to a 4090, right? So yeah, I like that it's there. So right now available is the Z1. So this one is going to feature a Z2. So, or Zen 2. So there you go. Looking fantastic, in my opinion. And I've touched these at Best Buy, and man, just hold it in my hand makes me want to take it home. So yeah, there you go. ROG Ally coming out soon this year. Let's see. Pink Pickle, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says Axel has that Pink Pickles money. No, I don't. That's what I got to save for 12 years. If I had that Pink Pickles money, it'd be like a drop in the hat. DE says, YouTube, another YouTube was like 32 gigs, and I'm like 2048 M times 32. That's like 64 gig, unless it's one bandwidth measurement. But I'm not familiar with what's good with and bad bandwidth. Yeah, same. Fastback says Axel just got handheld nerfed. Yeah, that white one got nerfed, not mine. Yeah, thank God. Everybody's still on that. They're gonna clip that from me forever. Let's see. Glinter says, if successful, do you think Microsoft will go full Nintendo and say adios to traditional consoles? Let's be honest. Tech keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The only thing that holds back computers right now from being this small forever is battery life and power drain. If a new battery, gets discovered or lithium gets way better, yeah, you can say goodbye. Because if you can get the power of a PC in your hand, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, that's the whole idea when smartphones came. You know, I don't know if you remember when Steve Jobs announced the first iPhone, he said it's a phone, it's an iPod, and it's a web browser all in one. It's a phone, and he kept saying that it's a phone, it's an iPod, it's a web browser. Are we getting this yet? And that's what may turn phones from just making phone calls to being essentially what they are today, smartphones, little mini computers in our hands. So yeah, once the battery tech comes along, I can see PCs going away. Will it happen this year? No. Will it happen next gen? Maybe. If something fantastic gets discovered, you never know. There's always when I was in college, in engineering college, they said, if you want to be a billionaire, invent a better battery. because that's what we're waiting for as a society to move us forward. Once somebody invents the better battery, it's going to be that's it. We're going to move forward so fast. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She says, I never asked for LV, okay? Read Mr. Van Gogh correctly. Look what you did, Terry.
You did it to yourself.
Shout out to my gorgeous wife.
They already have the technology for to have the power. They just don't use it because it's not profitable to have something that will last forever.
Yeah, I'm not talking nuclear batteries, Terry.
I'm not talking nuclear either. Like light bulbs, all right? Light bulbs originally would last forever, but that wasn't profitable for the companies. So they made it to where they die so that people have to keep buying them.
Mm-hmm.
We already have power sources that will last forever, but there's no profit in that if people don't have to buy it again.
As an engineer, I'd like to know which power source you're talking about that lasts forever.
It's whatever they used when they made the first light bulbs. Those things would last forever.
The power to power the light bulb lasted forever?
The light bulbs itself, they would never burn out.
Okay, no,
You're talking
about
they would last forever.
About workmanship.
And then they made it where wherever ignites them burns out.
Yeah, you mean the workmanship was to make them last forever. Now things are made to break cheaply. That's what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so even if they're not going to make a better battery because they need the batteries to break, so people keep buying more.
Yeah. And there is the Livermore light bulb that has been burning for a long time. Over 100 years, I think. Wow. Your cat's calling you a liar. All right, hold on. I'm trying to get this going here. So, Terry, are you going to get the ROG Ally, Xbox ROG Ally?
No.
No?
No. I don't buy handhelds.
Oh. I can't believe you would do this to us, Terry.
Look, I only need to play my games in one spot. I don't need to spend money to play games in lots of other places. It just for me that's wasteful. I'm a low maintenance kind of person. I don't like all the stuff. I don't need it.
I feel like the only person that can say you're low maintenance is your husband. We need to ask him. I'm just kidding, Terry. You're a low maintenance gamer, yeah. So let's see. Trail Walker's manufactured obsolescence. Yeah, I know exactly what she's talking about. Let's see. Fastback says, I would choose Switch 2 over Xbox ROG this year. Yeah, right? Next year. Pink Pickle says, no ROG Ally for me. I have the Lenovo Legion Go, and I love it. Oh, there you go. Pink Pickle's money. Speaking out loud. By the way, Terry, this is the light bulb that has been burning for over 100 years. And it's still on at the fire station. This is like a live camera view of it. Pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool. So, yeah. All right, moving on. Let's see. Oh, but before we move on, Terry, we had a poll. How does the chat feel about the Xbox ROG Ally?
All right. Are you going to buy the Asus Xbox ROG Ally 2? 68% no. My hands are only for food and other things. 25% yes, but the Xbox... Put the Xbox in my hand, and 6% what's an ally?
There you go. I'm team 25%. You know, Lemon has a ROG Ally, and he always posts videos of it, and always shows videos of him playing it. And I'm so jealous. That is I'm not gonna say jealous. Maybe envy. I don't know. Whichever one is less worse. Right? What's less worse, envy or jealousy?
I don't know.
Which emotion is worse, jealousy or envy? Let's see what my phone says.
While both jealousy and envy are unpleasant emotions, they differ in their focus.
Don't give me a summary. Which one is worse? Determining what is subjective and depends on the individual. However, there's a breakdown. One might be considered. Why jealousy can be considered worse. Why envy can be considered worse. In conclusion, Ultimately, all right. This is not an answer. Just tell me which one is worse.
If I had to pick one, I would say jealousy is generally worse due to its potential.
There you go, jealousy. All right, so I'm envious. I'm envious. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I see his Rogue Ally, I'm just like, man, that thing looks so good. So yeah, shout out to Lemon. He's awesome. Cool dude. Cool dude. Fastback. Envioso. Let's see. Envy is a deadly sin, so it's probably worse. Is it? Wow. Chair Walker says he wants the official Xbox handheld. Yeah. Be Nice also says jealousy. All right. So there you go. Rug Ally. All right. Let's get into some trash talk, shall we, Terry?
Okay.
And chat, feel free to partner along. We're going to start with a video. All right. So here we go. So if you don't know who this is, Terry, this is Christopher Dring, the guy who just talks a bunch of trash about Xbox. I've never heard this guy say anything good about Xbox
I've never heard of this man.
without doing a backhanded compliment, right?
Okay.
And he has a very loud opinion about Xbox because, you know, he's talked to publishers and he's talked to developers. Let's hear what Christopher Dring has to say, shall we? All right, here we go.
That's the end. That's the end of Xbox exclusives, those games. I mean, they're on PC as well. So in many respects, they were already not Xbox exclusive. And that's Xbox's strategy. They've shifted away from that. That's, you know, certain publishers and developers have spoken to me like baffled by this because from their point of view, they want the competition in the console space. They're going, why should we even bother making an Xbox game if this is the strategy?
So there you go. That is what made headlines, right? That statement right there is what made headlines. Chris Dring, Chris, how could you? How could you? So he's saying that publishers and developers are saying, why do we even make an Xbox game, Terry?
So your game's available to more people so you can make more money?
No. That's what he's saying, right? Right?
I get what he's saying, but I'm just saying, but that's why you would do it. You want as many consumers as possible.
So, of course, the media went crazy with this. Right here, Terry. You can see gaming Xbox multi-platform strategy leaving publishers and developers baffled. Some no longer seeing the need to develop Xbox versions of their games. But let's look at the facts, shall we, Terry? Shall we look at some facts? Right? Is it just me, or did Square Enix recently add a lot of games to Game Pass, and not just Game Pass, but to Xbox Play Anywhere? Did that happen? You know, the Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered Collection, did that suddenly come to Xbox? I think so. Right? Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, I'm looking at something.
It also comes down to which publishers is he talking about? Like if he's talking,
Christopher Dring never cites sources.
Because you easily could talk to publishers that are exclusive to one side, and they would never make games for the other anyway.
Chris Dring, citing sources is not Chris Dring. Releasing games and citing sources is not his strong point. Just being honest here, right? So let's see what else is going on here, right? So that happened. And so what else? Oh my gosh, I lost my link. I'm sorry, guys. The reason I'm stumbling over this is because I lost my link. I thought I had it, but apparently I lost it. Thanks a lot, Terry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You need your wife to find it for you? Isn't that how it usually goes? Husband loses something. Wife comes in, immediately finds it.
Yeah, right?
It's right there.
Right? Yeah, no lies detected right there on that statement. You guys are very good at doing that. So, yeah, they are lifesavers. We definitely need them. All right, so Square Enix comes to us. Sega is stronger than ever on Xbox, right? Even Koei Tecmo is putting some of their stuff day one on Game Pass. Like, I don't know, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Ninja Gaiden 4 coming to Xbox, right? Right? Capcom has said that they went exclusive and it was a bad strategy and they're coming back to Xbox. Level 5 has come back to Xbox. So third-party support seems to be stronger than ever on Xbox. You know what I mean, Terry? You know?
Okay,
You know?
I'm hearing you.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down, Terry?
I have picked up what you put down.
So this guy is over here. He never cites sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what he does. He talks trash, never cites sources, and then he's like, "That's not what I said. That's not what I meant." Nah, 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 nah. This is just what he says, right? But let's take a look. I mean, we got Revenge of the Savage Planet launching, third-party game, day one. Right?
Uh-huh.
Dragon Ball Z Universe coming here. The Crappy Turtles game coming in. Police Simulator coming to console, PC, and cloud. Flintlock was day one. Metal Gear Slug Tactics was day one. Dungeons of Hinterberg was day one. What's he talking about? Xbox third-party support seems to be going pretty strong, don't you think, Terry?
Uh-huh.
So this is what differentiates to me a good journalist from a crap journalist like Chris String. Everybody can talk all the crap they want about Jason. Oh, what's his name? Jason Dreyer, Jason Cryer, whatever his name is. Right? About Jason.
I know what you mean.
But at least Jason will say a source that wants to remain on a source from such and such publisher, or a source from, I don't know, like Take-Two Games, who wishes to remain anonymous, told me. A source from Square Enix, who chose to remain anonymous, informed me. He at least cites something, right? Whereas Chris String is just like, yeah, man, some people told me. Some publishers told me. Like, Chris String considers himself a game developer, even though his game never launched. Like, just being honest. The man spent more money on on the truck to his game than the game itself. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Jason Schreier. There we go. Schreier. Thank you, Glinzer. I appreciate it. So, yeah, I don't know who Chris String is talking about, and he never tells us who he's talking about. I never take him at face value. I take him less than face value. The dirt is more valuable to me than his word. Because every time I hear his name, it's just talking bad about Xbox every single time. Every single time.
It also goes to the interviewer guy, though. He didn't ask the question either. Like, who? He has opportunity, and he's like, I talked to all these publishers. Who?
Oh, yeah. Like
he didn't ask the question either. So,
Yeah, like who? Be clear here. Right? So, yeah. And so, of course, another crappy website, WCCF Tech went with it. Xbox multi-platform strategy. They feel this, right? Immediately after that podcast. Man. And, of course, people retweeted it. Our own man Shaddai fell victim to this. And when I scrolled here, as soon as I saw the name, where is it? Right here. As soon as I saw this, I'm out. I don't need to read anymore. Anything else. That right there told me everything I needed to know. Right there. So everybody started, the internet being the internet. They started calling him out and telling him how wrong he is. What about Square? What about Sega? What about Level 5? What about all these people? What about all these games launching day one on Game Pass? All this stuff. Those are all third party. Right? So, in classic, predictable Chris String, he talks smack, and then he's like, oh, that's not really what I said. That's not really what I meant. Nah, right? That's the way he is. That's his go-to. He goes, Christopher Dring, apparently a line I said in my podcast has been picked up. It was the one around some publishing that being baffled by Xbox strategy of putting games on PS5 and questioning why they support Xbox if they're not going to grow the console. 3 things to clarify that he didn't clarify in his podcast, by the way. 1, Xbox third-party support is stronger than ever. Huh. Interesting, huh? Interesting how that contradicts what you said. Interesting. You can see that through Game Pass deals, relationships with Square, Sega, etc., there's no evidence at all of people walking away from Xbox. Quite the opposite. Interesting, right, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. This part of the podcast was really to point out the transitional challenge Xbox has in keeping publishers happy with the Xbox console while they're pushing their multi-platform strategy. I don't believe for a second we're going to see many companies, if any, move away from Xbox, despite what a few might be grumbling in private. You mean like those publishers and developers that you won't cite? The whole industry strategy is multi-platform. Interesting. Huh. Quite the backtrack. 3. Ultimately, I believe Xbox strategy is great. Oh, man, I bet you this guy almost threw up typing that. It's just there's a transitional challenge they need to manage, but they can do it. Xbox Plus Game Pass is still one of the best value deals you can get in video games. Interesting. How these 3 points contradict literally what he said. And they say that there is no gaming media against Xbox, that the Xbox tax isn't real. Even though all the evidence, there's no evidence at all of people walking away from the Xbox. Quite the opposite. All right? There's no evidence. And yet you say crap like this. Media bias is real. 110% real. What do you think, Terry? I'm fired up.
I think we see the difference of him being able to, when he's on the podcast, he's just being himself and speaking nonchalantly about what he believes. And then it catches up to him. And then it catches up to him, and his higher ups are like, "You can't say that." You know, you got to correct it. So then he has to come out and clarify things to put the record straight, because he had a moment. But I don't know. He definitely should cite his sources. If he's going to call out and say that there are publishers that don't think it makes sense to be putting games in the Xbox ecosystem, he should be at least mentioning the companies that, saying that. He doesn't have to name names of the individual, but he should at least mention what companies are saying that. Because, like, who are you talking to? Like,
for real.
Like, you're talking to Square? Because I can see that with them. Because, they don't like to share it with Xbox.
Yeah.
They only share certain ones. The ones that everybody wants, they're not sharing those games.
They're sharing Final Fantasy VII on Xbox. Not that I would buy it at this point anyway, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
If they released it as a set, part 1 and part 2 of the remake as a set on Xbox, instead of being like you have to buy part 1 and then you got to buy part 2. If they're like, hey, we're going to make this set where 1 and 2 are together, and we're just going to release it for Xbox so they can finally take part, you're not going to buy that?
No. Now, if they release part 3 and they release it as a full trilogy for only like $10 more than part 3 by itself, then yes. But that's if the third one comes out day and date. Just saying. Anyways, but yeah, no, Chris String, like I said, this is why, a lot of people hate on Jason Schreier, but to me, Jason Schreier has all the things that make a journalist a journalist. He cites his sources. He gives detailed things. It's not like, hey, some guy while we were catching a smoke was telling me this. He has official interviews, all that good stuff. Like, he has stuff on paper, on record, whereas Chris String is like, oh yeah, some publishers and developers are telling me stuff while they're over here at the pisser. We were all in the loo together, and that's when I heard it. That's not real journalism, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I don't. And the guy never talks positive about Xbox. He is like, he has made his Xbox hate very, very clear throughout the years. Let's see how the chat feels about this. All right, let's see. All right, handheld, envy, jealousy, envy. Shout out to Mike Johnson. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. He says, yo, what's crack-a-lacking? I love that saying. Let's see. Fastback says, looks like another clickbait one. Well, FCC, what was the article here? WCC F Tech definitely went for the clickbait, but they just quoted what he said. So is it really clickbait? They just quoted him. Chair Walker says, Chris is another reason why I avoid Twitter. B9 says, they act like 40 million console owners is a small number. It really isn't. 40 million is a lot. Let's see. The game developers can get a guaranteed agreed lump sum of money or just hope gamers buy enough of your game before it goes on sale. What an idiot. Yeah. Chair Walker thinks that Chris is talking about PlayStation publishers. Yeah. He's probably talking to let's see who's at PlayStation to
Naughty Dog,
Santa Monica, right? Dan the Man says exactly. He doesn't have the testicles to use sources. All hearsay. Yeah, no lies detected. I don't think he's ever used a source ever.
He's probably talking to the janitor over there at at the studio. You know, the janitor, overheard a conversation, and getting that third party.
Clinton says maybe he's envious or jealous because he wants to be a game dev and couldn't cut it. Oh, shots fired. Pew, pew, pew. Love it. That's right. Let's see. Fastbacks. You mean developers paid by Sony not to put in Game Pass? Yeah. Exactly. Doggy Dog. Oh, these journalists are clowns. Yeah, Doggy Dog hates on all the journalists on Twitter. I think he's been blocked by like half of them. Shout out to Doggy. Let's see. Funny how these idiots continue to ignore PlayStation's lack of AAA first party and Xbox first party is bigger on PlayStation. Yeah, they continue to do it. I agree. Stanley Frost says TTS Axel. Yeah. Glinzer, game journalist is often a fallback career. They wanted to be in Chris's case, game developer, but failed. Yeah.
I don't even like using the term journalist because there are some that do have the degrees in journalism, but most of them are just regular Joes that are just writing opinion pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They're not journalists.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying here. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I can't find the game he made because it sucks so bad. So yeah. Anyways, I can't find the game. Whatever. Let's see. Fastback. Xbox tax is huge. Reason why Xbox is on other platforms to pay for that bias bill. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Are you talking to a junior QA from Software? There you go. Let's see. I think Chris' statements is mentioned to get views to his channel as a lot of these writing media would cite his video as a source. Yeah, absolutely. Can't disagree with you there. So yeah, so he said that he talked that trash to Xbox, right? He talked that trash right here. You heard it. I heard it. We all heard it.
They're going, why should we even bother making an Xbox game if this is the strategy?
He talked that trash, and then later on, everything he says is quite the opposite of his trash in classic Christopher Dring style. This is literally his formula. It's not a secret, and people still fall for it. It's sad. WCCF Tech, shame on you for falling for this. Shame on you. I mean, even though you're not a great website, I'm just, and I'm sure other websites went with it, but I'm just saying this is the link that Shaddai went, and I'm not going to search this. So yeah. Woo! All right. Terry, anything else to say about this lack of journalism?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you saw how fired up I got in the chat, right, Terry?
Yeah.
It's funny because when Shaddai posted this, I'll just read you guys the messages. I'm not going to show you the chat, but when Shaddai posted this, I told Shaddai, I go, really, Shaddai? You trust who? Christopher Dring? The guy who spent more money on a bus than on his game? You trust him? And then I wrote to Shaddai, oh, he has never, ever said anything positive about Xbox. And then I posted all kinds of people talking trash about Chris String. And then when he posted his when he posted this, hold on, let me see. When he posted this, I told Shaddai, "Oh, look, Shaddai, B-word Dring backtracked on his lies." Yeah, so there you go. That's what I got. So yeah, I'm not a Chris String fan. If he blocks me, I don't care. I'm not missing out much. So yeah. All right. Shout out to Black Card A. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He looks like a bootleg version of Ralphie from A Christmas Story. Oh my gosh, Game Complainers. Oh my god. Yeah. And Chad Walker says, I know what they say on podcasts and say put it in writing, which most won't do that. I know I won't. I'm just a podcaster. What do I know? Right? But I also don't claim to know anything. I'm just reporting on the news. This is a news reporting podcast, not a leaking podcast or anything like that, right? So yeah. Let's see. All right. Shall we move on, Terry?
Yes.
All right. Let me get myself ready here. So, Jason Ronald of Xbox. And I think I did post this one, didn't I, Terry? Yeah, I did. Okay. Jason Ronald of Xbox fame put up a post asking if, hey, you wanna come and join Xbox? So, of course, yours truly had to go look at this because, hey, I like backwards compatibility. I like game preservation. I like all these things, right? Why isn't this working? I'm sorry. Let me click on it one more time. Maybe it will work then. Nope, it's not working. All right, never mind. You can't see it. Nope, it's not working at all, Terry. It's not working. What do I do? What do I do, Terry? It messes with the podcast if it doesn't work.
What isn't working?
The post from Jason Ronald.
Was it retracted?
Here it is. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Are you passionate about game preservation? Want to tackle some of the hardest engineering problems while enabling new generations to play games from the past? If so, a great new role just opened up in one of my favorite teams here on Xbox. More details here. Sweet. Let's look at these details, shall we? So, come help build the next evolution of Xbox game compatibility. Join the Xbox platform team to leverage your system and security engineer expertise, blah, 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 blah. Your work will help identify and outline the specific requirements and security boundaries for protecting game content, build scalable emulation solutions, I want to focus on that, and ensure a safe and fun gameplay experience for all players. Our technology and solutions are a critical part of enabling the Xbox goal of allowing players to experience their games on any device. All right, let's break this down, Terry.
Okay.
So as you know, the backwards compatible team did it through emulation, right? That's not a secret.
Okay.
Not a secret at all, right? And so a lot of people are thinking that, okay, does this mean that we're going to get more back compat games? Which could happen, right? I mean, there is a lot of hold on, emulation.
Really quick, my husband's on the phone. He's loud. Can you hear him?
I can hear something in the background. I thought it was a TV.
No, that's my okay.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Apologies. I would mute, but the software then won't unmute me.
If you have a hardware mute, it works better. That's what I do. A hardware mute. So the emulation, right? Build scalable emulation solutions. Now, a lot of the Activision backlog is still not on Xbox, right? Like I thought I could play some backlog Call of Duties, stuff like that. It's still not on Xbox. So maybe this is to help alleviate some of that, right? To get some of the Activision catalog there. Maybe they're reopening a lot of these things to be played on more devices, you know? But the key part of this, I think, is emulation, right? And where's my mouse? This last sentence, this last part, right? Enabling the goal of Xbox allowing players to experience their games on any device. Now, if I go to PC, Terry, do I have access to my Xbox game library?
Your full library?
Yeah, my console game library.
I don't think so.
No, I don't. Right? And so what I think they're gonna do, so there's a lot of games on console that aren't playable on PC currently, or I don't have access to a lot of those because they're not Play Anywhere titles. Like my Ubisoft titles aren't Play Anywhere titles, right? At least I don't think they are. And let's just pretend they're not. I don't know if they are or they aren't. Let's just pretend they're not, right? So what if I can launch an Xbox emulator that enables me to access games from my console, and it plays them natively instead of streaming, right? Because like a lot of the emulation on the Xbox console, you have to install those games, right? So what's stopping Xbox from installing ROMs onto your PC of the library you own, right, and playing them via emulation? What's stopping that? If it's Xbox, if you have to use the Xbox app, now remember they also started saying Xbox PC. They're not saying PC anymore. They're saying Xbox PC. Now I might be just going way out there, like reading way more into this than I should, right? But I think that would be awesome of Xbox to give me access to my console library via emulation and enabling me to play my games on any device. Like okay, another game that's not Play Anywhere, Halo 5. Is not Play Anywhere, Terry. The campaign. Is it? No, it's not. Halo 5. So a lot of those games could, I could launch the emulator, log into my Xbox account. I can pick a ROM that I want to install and play it on the emulator. I think that would be cool. What do you think, Terry?
So you just want them to make all of your library Play Anywhere? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I feel like a large amount of their games, at least their newer ones, from like Xbox One till now, have all, for the most part, been Play Anywhere. So I feel like it wouldn't be that big of an undertaking. Well, it'll still be a big undertaking, if you're going to include the 360 stuff. But like, I think it would be good to make everything Play Anywhere for sure, especially since they've been expanding their ecosystem to all these different devices. You want to be able to have access to everything everywhere then.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm reaching. Maybe I'm reaching on this, but I feel that would be a big W for gamers and for Xbox, right? That's what I think. Like, have you ever, I don't know, have you launched an Xbox 360 game or an OG Xbox game on your Xbox?
Yes.
It launches the emulator, right?
Yes.
But it's still natively installed on your Xbox.
Yes.
So that's what I mean. Maybe the new version of Windows, everybody's talking about, the Xbox OS or whatever, right? We've been talking about the Xbox OS. Like, oh man, it'd be great if I could launch Xbox OS on my PC and play everything. What if I can now via emulation?
Okay.
Windows still gets to be Windows and have crappy Windows Store stuff, but the Xbox OS is on there and I can buy sales from the Xbox Store, all that good stuff. Access everything via the Xbox OS.
But they got rid of the 360 stuff, though.
Yeah, they did. But I'm just saying, like, games that aren't Play Anywhere, I can't buy on PC. I have to buy them on Steam, use a different service such as Steam or GOG or something to that nature, right?
So
another Windows Store instead of just keeping it all locked into one account via the Xbox OS.
So maybe, it could be because they recently closed down the 360 store So it could be possible that now they want to try to get all those games backed up to where they could launch them on the app and resell them as a Play Anywhere thing or something. They might be trying to do something different with it, so they didn't have to have the old store.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're trying to move it to a different I don't know. They might be trying to do something different with it.
Yeah, I think they're trying. Like Steam games. I mean, Steam stuff goes on sale, and it stays on sale as long as the publisher leaves it on there. And like I've even run into Steam games that literally have warnings on them, like, "Hey, warning! This game hasn't been updated in 15 years or something like that. So performance on your PC might be terrible." Right? A good example of this, I think, was Mech Commander on there, and it's just like it just gives you warnings, and it's
The thing is,
buy it anyway.
I don't know if they would be able to re-release these games though, because they might not have the licensing for like the soundtracks and all the different things that might be in it.
Yeah, you're right.
Branding and things.
Yeah, and I mean it's totally publisher thing. Like, I think if you already bought it, there's no need to re-release it. You already have a license to it, right? So you bought your license, but buying new licenses, okay, that's different. That's the back compat program.
So it would be more of if you already own those games that you can no longer purchase because they closed down the 360 marketplace. If you already own those games, that you talk about making it available as a Play Anywhere, so you can launch it either on your console or on your PC or in the cloud or wherever you want to play. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And of course, this is only for digital games, not disc games, right? They have to be digital titles, of course. All that stuff, right? Blah, 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 blah. Requirements, responsibilities, right? You'll partner with the Xbox Platform Core and Windows Core. So this is that .NET version of Windows and Xbox. If you know anything about Microsoft, all their core programming is in the .NET framework. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Before I get into this, let me catch up with the chat, see what they got. Let's see. Shout out. Let's see. Shout out to Graphic God. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. Big B Money says Xbox says, man, yeah. Chill Walker says grandkids always think that they are smarter than you. That is no lies detected, man. Sin says, howdy, folks, and fellow Graybeard. Shout out to you, Sin. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Shout out to Game On Jesse. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Says, hello, homies. What's up, Jesse? What's up? Let's see. Game On Jesse says, tell your husband this is serious gaming talk. Don't do that, Terry. Let's see. On the Xbox PC, you have remote play on your console, so all the games can be played that way. Yeah, but I'm talking natively. We're talking native solutions, Chael. Installed on my actual stuff, right? And who knows? Maybe I can install an emulator on my phone. Maybe this will expand to phones later on. You never know. Let's see. Sin says that you think that's what they may be working on, making our full Xbox library available on PC. That would be in line with folks saying Microsoft wants out of the console lane. I mean, it's part of their goal of Xbox everywhere. Every screen is an Xbox. So maybe. Let's see.
Because I see it that if they can make all of the games play anywhere, they could release them on like your smart TVs too and stuff, just on the app.
On the app, yeah, but the app right now is only for cloud-based. No,
yeah, but this could be something for well into the future.
Yeah, which would be awesome. I would love to get a TV with an Xbox built in. Freddie Fox says, don't forget, third-party stuff has to be approved by the makers of that game for Play Anywhere. For Play Anywhere, yes, but we're talking about emulation to stuff you already have a license to play.
Yeah, and not reselling it.
Yeah, and if Xbox ecosystem, if my license includes the Xbox ecosystem, then that means anywhere I have access to the ecosystem, and it could be the app on the computer, right? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like Play Anywhere titles that you get you can install multiple copies natively right now. I'm just saying that this is for stuff doesn't have the Play Anywhere stuff. But hey, I have an Xbox ecosystem license agreement, and if that license agreement lets me install, play it via the Xbox app only through emulation, hey, why not? Right? So yeah, I mean, they could be. This is all legal talk. I'm sure it's going to be great. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Sim says, yeah, there's that angle. Freddie might be why Microsoft has been acquiring big publishers. We already know that anything Bethesda and ABK is good to go. That's a lot of content right there. I think that's another reason why they bought ABK and Bethesda was because they got access to these big games, and they no longer have to worry about anybody money hatting them. Just stating, right? So that's what I'm saying. So imagine I launch my Xbox app. I'm going to launch my app here, and hopefully I can show it to people. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to go to xbox.com play, right? So right now, the best thing we got right now, right? So let me show this here. Right now, the best thing we got is that I can access through cloud gaming some cloud gaming games through Game Pass, right? And this is as good as it gets, right? Stream your own games, Assassin's Creed Shadow, shout out to them, right? Stuff like that. But this is as good as it gets right now. But I don't have access to my 360 digital games. I don't even have access to all my digital games right now, right? I don't have access to stuff like that. So imagine that this is an app. Let's just pretend this is an app, not a website, right? I do the website because it's easiest for the show. And instead of saying Cloud Gaming Beta, it says Xbox 360 or, OG Xbox or Xbox One, Xbox Series, stuff like that. And, here's all your games. Kind of more like your dashboard looks when you go to view all my games, right? And it shows all your stuff, right? Because let's see, stream your own game. So if I click on show all, stream your own game, right? And I go to purchase, this is all that comes up, right? Just some of my purchase stuff. Look, I got steep, Terry. So yeah, this is all, but I mean, when you look at this, there's no 360 titles that I'm aware of. There's no OG Xbox that I'm aware of because, of course, OG Xbox didn't have digital games back then, right? I'm just stating maybe it would be nice that I could see 360 games or things of that nature here in the future. Play my own games or emulate my own games, if you will.
Do you think? Now, I know the purists that like their physical would never opt for this, but for the future, as a way to preserve games you already own, and if they decide to make everything all digital to where you won't be able to play discs and stuff anymore, what if they made it to where if you had a physical copy of an older game, you could put it on a console that still has a disc player or go on PC. I mean, PCs don't even have disc players anymore, but you'd have to do this before they completely get rid of the capability of playing a physical copy, to where you could register the game. Like you have to put your disc in so it has proof that you own the game, and then you can opt to change your licensing to where they'll give you the digital copy of the game, and then they'll just make the physical copy inert.
So Xbox was trying to do this with the Xbox One, if you remember, back in 2013. This was something they tried to do where every disc had a specific code, or you remember back in the day you had to type in your 16 or 20 character long registration code or whatever.
Okay.
Well, that would be native on the disc, and I think they just decided to do it recently. Doom Immortal being the best example of it, where they're starting to do this because Doom Immortal just has 84 megs on the disc, right? And so a lot of physical purists are pissed off at Doom Immortal because even the physical disc doesn't have the game on it at all, right? And so I think that's the future. But if there was a way that I could take my disc and Xbox could know, hey, you have a version of this, you get access to the digital version on your account until somebody else inserts this disc into their console or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be difficult. I think it'd be great. It might kill the secondhand used market if it works that way because, people are...
Well, the secondhand used market's going to die anyway when everything becomes all digital. So
and that's my point, though.
they're already been trying to find other ways to make money with selling merchandise and other things because the secondhand thing is obsolete at this point when physical's dying.
Physical is dying, right? But like, imagine I went out and bought a physical game. Let's pretend that what you said is true. I went out and bought a physical game. I inserted it into my console, and it's like, hey, this game has already been digitally downloaded somewhere else. You're shafted.
No. That's why I said that it would make it inert. So like the disc would no longer work. So like nobody would nobody would be able to resell it to anybody, because you would just know that that you can't play the discs. And like at that point, consoles wouldn't have a disc player anyway, so you wouldn't, you know what I mean? So you'd want.
But like, what if I bought an OG Xbox game, right? And let's pretend it is a backwards compatible game, and I insert it into my Xbox, and I don't have access to it through the emulator. That would suck for me. But it is maybe that's another thing that they're trying to do is to try to figure out, all right, how do we make those discs transfer license? How do we make this? How do we make that? It is a mountain a huge mountain to climb. And I, for one, am super happy Xbox is hiring people specifically to climb this mountain. This is why I'm an Xbox guy. Because they're making my game more accessible, my games and my purchases. And as Phil Spencer has said, they are their efforts towards library, what do they call it? Game preservation and preserving your game library are second to none. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody is even willing to try to tackle this mountain. And Xbox is, right? And I think that's awesome. Familiar with x86 assembly and concepts such as ABIs and calling conventions. Yeah. A familiarity with operating systems and basic primitives for threading and synchronization, right? Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Experience working on emulation or virtualization software. Again, that's where my mind is just going through the roof, right? Like, who knows if what I'm thinking is true? I don't know if it is. Maybe I'm crazy, right? But that's just all I'm thinking is, what if they do this and it's awesome? And the goal happens and I have access to my old games on an Xbox emulator on my PC, an official Xbox emulator. Okay, not a open source emulator. Shout out to those guys that make those emulators. I think you guys are awesome, right? But yeah, I think DE says Nintendo shuts down emulators, Xbox sells them. Oh, bracha. Yeah. Sin says, Axel, even with emulation, I think licensing is still involved when it comes to third-party titles. With the back compat program, Microsoft had to get clearance from publishers' devs for their titles to support it. Yeah, I remember that. You are correct on that. Yeah. Glinzer, I agree. Why have a game disc if there's not a game on it? Just sell the code. Yeah, a lot of the physical party is very people are very upset with it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is awesome. I could see a future. I would love to see a future where I launch my Xbox app and my entire library is there instead of just my Game Pass library or my purchased on PC library. I would love if like my console library launched on my PC, or if on my new Xbox handheld that we all want, right, Terry? Right? Mm-hmm. I open it up and I have access to my entire Xbox library. That would be amazing. I would love that. Instead of just my Game Pass library. I don't want a Game Pass handheld. I want a native handheld. Something that plays games natively. Nothing against cloud gaming. I love cloud gaming. I think it's great. I was playing cloud gaming just last night. But nothing will ever beat native. That's all I'm saying. And it would be awesome if this was a job post to help us with that nativeness. I could be reaching. Of course, I know nothing about the job. I know nothing about what their goals is. I'm just reaching and dreaming. I'm just dreaming, Terry. Is my dream crazy, Terry?
No, I think it's cool.
All right, so we had a poll, Terry. Let's see. Is Axel crazy dreaming about this?
All right. So is Axel crazy? 83% no, this would be awesome. 16% yes, he should just play on cloud. And then nobody would have, and then 0% put what is emulation. So.
There we go. So thank you to the chat for not thinking I'm crazy. Yes. I'm not crazy. The chat had me tested. Shout out to the chat. Anything else on this, Terry?
Nope.
Nope. And by the way, I love emulation, by the way. I think emulation is a great way to preserve older games or to get fan translations of games that never made it to the US. I'm a huge fan of emulation. Okay, so I love emulation as a whole. And official emulation, Xbox is the only one using official emulation. Nintendo has started using official emulation. So emulation coming through from the big three is coming. Sony still hasn't done it, but it's only a matter of time. That's all I'm saying. Oh, you know why Sony hasn't done it? Because then they can't sell you the remakes of the remasters. No, put a child. That's right. I said it. All right. Anything else on your mind, Terry?
There was. I heard a rumor. It may be. I heard a rumor since you had mentioned at the very beginning of the show, Sega. I had heard rumor that Sega is remastering or making a sequel to Echo the Dolphin.
I did hear that one, and I looked at the sources, and nothing looks legit.
That's why I said it's rumor. He's like, I don't
had
know.
it bookmarked because I thought it was interesting, and when I finally had time to click on the link and read it, nothing looked great. I mean, they even said this is just streaming. I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Thank you so much for at least being honest with what you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if there is a sequel to Echo the Dolphin, that'd be awesome. A remake, there probably is a remake coming along. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as a sequel, I don't know, man. I think it'd be great for Echo the Dolphin. I love Echo.
All right. That's all I had.
Right. As an announcement, Virtual Fighter 5 Revo coming to Xbox. Woo! That's my fighting buddy, Doggy. Add it to your Friday night game, fight nights, or whatever that you guys do. Yeah. So there you go. All right. With that being said, guys, that's all the news we have to you today. But before we get out of here, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat. And that's right, you guys, the chat will always be the MVPs to all of the shows here we have on the Iconic Video Games channel. And with that being said, we're going to say Happy Mother's Day to all your moms out there. And we are going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
And we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.